you had a really big game against NC State last year. What do you remember about that game? And like, I asked Coach the same thing. Were you in like the zone, as they like to say, in that game? Do you remember anything?
I feel like I had a couple shots go in, and it was. I think I remember it was a pretty tough first half. I don't really think I played very well the first half, but I got it going the second half. I was able to get some good looks, and I was just able to knock them down and kind of got rolling a little bit. And just whenever you feel that way, you just kind of feel like the basket's huge, and you just feel like everything you shoot can go in. And that's kind of how I felt, and I hopefully feel like I can do that tomorrow.
It's the same thing, but do you feel like teams are defending you a lot differently than they were last year and even before that, freshman and sophomore year?
Maybe freshman and sophomore year, but I think last year they fitted me the same. And I think I just maybe this year maybe haven't shot it as well as I have in the past, but I think just going forward, just going to continue to play the way I know how to play, and I think my teammates are going to get me in the right spots to make plays.
Luke, after that NC State game last year, Theo told us that some of the comments the NC State players were making at times were he thought to be disrespectful, the word he used, that he thought you heard that, and that kind of lit the fire under you a bit. Is that something you've dealt with, and do you still deal with that, the smack talk?
I feel like some people underestimate me, and I mean, I think any athlete's going to be driven by kind of people thinking they can't do something. So just for me, just going out there and playing my game, and when people don't think I can do something, it just drives me a little bit more to try to prove them wrong.
Do people still underestimate you after becoming an All-American?
I feel like a lot of people think that because of where I came from and kind of how I was recruited that I still might not deserve some of the stuff that I've been given, but I think my play speaks for itself, and I'm just going to go out there and just play as well as I can and show them that all the work I've put in has really helped me become the player I am right now.
Do you notice a different vibe in the locker room before a game like this? Like, how much do you guys get up for a team like NC State?
Yeah, I think NC State is definitely a team that we feel like we have to have a little bit extra energy for just because they're right down the road, and we feel like that they definitely bring their A game every time that we play. Not that any other team doesn't, but I think playing at NC State is definitely a game that I feel like all our players and the coaches want to get up for just because it's one of the bigger games of our conference season, and we play them twice every year, just like Duke. So we just want to make sure that we take care of business when we have to.
Said, you said some people, based on the way you were recruited and how you got, kind of don't give you the same respect. Doesn't that say the opposite in the fact that you were a walk-on and you kind of earned your way up to get to where you are now?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I was able to prove people wrong and come here as a walk-on, but I did get a scholarship all 4 years, and I feel like I've earned all the things that I've been given, and coach isn't going to just give things out, and he's given me an opportunity and given me the confidence to play as well as I can when the time I'm in there, and I think that's really helped me grow as a player here.
You said teams haven't changed the way they've guarded you from last year to this year, but they did from sophomore to junior year.
Mm-hmm.
How did it change?
I think they just gave me a little bit more attention. I was a little bit more involved in the scouting report, and I wasn't probably single covered in the post. I wasn't able to shoot as freely from the perimeter, but I think I've learned that, and I've tried to expand my game and work on things that other teams try to do to me, and I think that's helped me going forward.
You guys improved since you got back, defensively since you got back from Christmas, and what has maybe been the most important element of that improvement again?
I think it's just been kind of cracking down on some of our technique and making sure that we do everything the coaching staff asks us to do, and making sure everybody is on the same page defensively, being in the right spots. And defense is really all about want to and about heart, and I think we had the heart, but we just didn't really understand the want to that we needed to have at this level, and I think having some people in different positions and just making sure that we try to get everybody on the same page was something that we struggled with a little bit early, especially in some tough environments. But I think so far we've done better since Christmas break, but we got a lot to improve on and grow moving forward.
After Kentucky, Roy specifically mentioned communication on defense. Is that one of the elements you're talking about that is definitely improved?
Yes, I do. I think we've definitely improved a lot communicating. He emphasizes that every day, and I think we've done a great job of trying to talk more and get people on the same page.
How do you feel like you guys match up with NC State's style of play compared to your other opponents that you have to face throughout the season?
Yeah, I think teams are starting to go a lot smaller, and you saw with Pitt, they played 4 guards, and NC State plays 4 guards primarily as well, and I think we've stuck with 2 bigs to start, but coach usually goes small pretty quick, and with Sterling being out, it puts a little bit more pressure on myself and Garrison to play well and not get in foul trouble, which happened a little bit against Pittsburgh, but I think the game's moving more towards just 5 basketball players, and I think coach is kind of conforming his style to that a little bit, and it's going to, I think, work well for us considering we have a lot of guards that can really play big and small like Nas and Cam, and I think moving forward it'll really give us a little bit more of an advantage.
Is the state game a rivalry game for you guys?
I feel like it's definitely a big game for us, but I feel like our biggest rival is Duke. And I'm not going to say it's not a rivalry, but I do feel like that Duke is a little bit more of a rivalry for us.
Is there anything you tell the younger guys when heading into a venue like PNC where it's their crowd? I mean, you'll have to answer too, but how do you prepare for that?
Yeah, I mean, PNC's a pretty big arena. It's definitely a big place to it's a lot of red. It's definitely a tough place to play, and having played there 3 years already, I realize how some people, I know my freshman year I didn't even play, but it was just something that walking in there, it's a different environment and something that we've talked to the young guys about, but I feel like they've already played in environments like Michigan and Wofford. I mean, even though Wofford isn't as big, I mean, the crowd gets kind of rowdy as well. So I think just going in there, they kind of understand what it takes and just got to continue to learn and get more experience going forward.
1 or 2 more, guys?
Luke, have you noticed a difference in this year in the last couple games or kind of from the beginning of the season to now? How has he kind of evolved as a player as he kind of figures it all out?
I think Nas has done really well getting better defensively, and I mean, he's a great athlete, and he's really finding his shots and taking the shots that he can knock down, and I think he's using his athleticism, and coach is putting him in the right spots to make plays, and he's starting to understand more about the game at the college level and having that adjustment kind of get better for him. But I think overall, I think he's a great player, and he's going to continue to get better as the season goes on.
Is there anything you've told him or kind of helped him with that maybe has given him an edge in certain situations?
He struggled a little bit with kind of adapting to playing the 4, and coach wants him to get on the floor as much as he can, and with Sterling being out, he's had to play the 4 a little bit more lately, and I just continue to tell him, I mean it's just being out there. It's not about the position you play. It's not about what coach deems you as. You just go out there and you play basketball, and whether you're 1 or 4 or 5, I mean, you just got to go out there and be a basketball player, and he's starting to realize that, and he's starting to get better on kind of playing the offense and making sure he's in the right positions. But, I mean, he's a great player, and he's going to continue to get better.
The ACC, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just saw where the College Football Hall of Fame made the Goodyear Blimp an honorary member. Is there something from the ACC that's inanimate that you think would be in an ACC Hall of Fame?
I'm sorry, I'm not really understanding the question.
All right. Is there something that represents the ACC that's not a player or a coach that you think of when you think of the ACC?
I think growing up, the ACC tournament was always in Greensboro, and I feel like, from my knowledge, I went to it a couple times. So I feel like the Greensboro Coliseum really makes the ACC and reminds me of the ACC for me, just because of all the tournaments that were held there.